warm welcome for our first storyteller of the second half, one Janice Henry, everybody.
At age 12, my boyfriend Lon and I were very serious and very innocent. When I was invited to a middle school dance by my kindergarten boyfriend, Lon beat him up. That's how serious we were. And our times together were magical. We rode our bikes all around town. We went to the movies and he put his arm on the back of the seat, not on me, never touched me, but he put his arm on the back of the seat. And then we'd sit on the porch steps and write notes to each other with little hearts that said, "I love you." And then we'd stand in the garage and kiss. That's it. We just kissed. That's how innocent we were. So when I found out that I had to go to Texas for a month with my family, I was devastated. The thought of being apart that long, I was devastated. I promised to write, but he wasn't so sure because his spelling wasn't very good. And the day before we were set to leave, we had one of those magical days, riding our bikes around town, going to the movies, him putting his arm on the chair, writing notes on the steps, kissing in the garage, and making a plan for the night. My best girlfriend was sleeping over. I mean, after all, I wasn't going to see her for a month either. And we did all those things 12-year-old girls do. We made popcorn, we made chocolate chip cookies, we giggled and laughed, and I kept going to the bottom of the stairs to listen to see if my parents were asleep. 10 o'clock, checked out. 11 o'clock, checked out. 11:45, no noise. Midnight, there was a knock at the back door. Lon came in. Well, we went to the dining room to kiss, and my girlfriend stayed in the kitchen eating popcorn and chocolate chip cookies. But then I heard footsteps on the stairs, and all those hormones at work in the dining room quickly switched to adrenaline. We ran out. There was a little powder room off the kitchen, and he slipped behind the door in the powder room, and I went into the kitchen just as my mother was coming in from the other door. I don't know how she did it, but she looked elegant no matter what, and she had this old flannel nightgown and a bathrobe, and she was half asleep, but she looked elegant. I had no idea why she was there, and then she headed towards the powder room, and I really didn't know why she was doing that because there was a perfectly good bathroom right next door to the bedroom upstairs. I held my breath, and so I'm told that all in one movement, she went to flip up her nightgown and bathrobe with one hand and then pushed the door closed with the other hand, and she stopped midair and very dignified said, "Lon, don't you think it's time that you go home?" And he did, very quickly. And then she came out of the powder room and went back upstairs. Didn't say a word. Well, Carol and I talked about all the horrible things that were going to happen to me the next day. I mean, I was going to have my birds and bees lecture for sure. Probably the whole ride down to Texas. I'd never had it. I probably was going to be forbidden to ever see Lon again. Probably was going to be grounded when I got home. And Well, I went to bed with a huge black cloud over my head. And I woke up and that same black cloud was there. And I waited for it to burst. But not a word. My mother never mentioned lawn, last night, no birds and bees lecture on the way to Texas. Nothing. When I got back, I saw lawn. I wasn't grounded. She never mentioned it until about 30 years later. Just this little offhand comment in the midst of something else. Yeah, that was really funny, seeing lawn behind the powder room door. Then she chuckles again, and I'm thinking, that's it? That's the closure I've been waiting for? That's it? That's the closure on getting busted back at age 12? But that was it. Thank you.
Janice, everybody. I want to hear Juan's side of that story. That's an image that's going to last with the 12-year-old the rest of his life. All right. No police, no drugs, no alcohol. A hand for